Hey, how's it going? All right, so a couple things here. The people who are actually claiming to be attempting to cure us are actually the same people who are using the radio frequency. So yeah, they put something all over my pill on my keyboard here. Um, Going through that, at least it's just in the face. Um, Whenever I basically what made me actually go through this rupture and actually physically vomit all this crap up was a combination of a lot of salad with vinegar, cooked salad, red cabbage, yeah, or just general cabbage. Actually, red cabbage is a little bit alkaline. Salt, pizza, believe it or not. Tomato, black beans. I was drinking some lemon juice with water because I was going through my alkalosis and acidosis issues. Because I did mention before that I had been using potassium chloride to strengthen my bones. So it was that along with a lot of soda, like about a liter of soda a day roughly, and which includes sugar, which is also an acid, and there's a couple of other things. Let's see here. Yeah, I wasn't consuming anything too alkaline. I know I had a lot of chicken with onions. That's pretty interesting. I've got actual sugarcane juice. I haven't been consuming that in a while, but that contains pretty strong acid. And all of that combined, along with a little heat, made it rupture. And it was a pretty strong one too. Pretty painful. My stomach's pretty roasted. Um, yeah. So that was that, and it was some really horrible dry heaving, and I had been hemorrhaging. So been going through some dizzy spells. These people, okay, the new people that were actually threatening the Baker Act thing, these people are all part of the same group of people that are around here, or 1912 Diamond Drive. They were sitting there smoking marijuana in their backyard yesterday, sitting there trying to. I would speak and they would speak louder and they would physically address me and pick a fight. This is their whole life. Um, yeah, this is their entire existence. This is their idea of a good time, and they were using a sledgehammer. They were attacking, and pretty vicious people. Now, they keep talking about the fact that they want their privacy, and they're just murdering people all around them constantly. I do feel a little better. I am locking the doors and putting some sort of lock on the window because these guys are experts at opening windows and getting through security bars and whatnot. So I've got that going on. Not quite sure how I'm going to be able to pull this off, but I'm sure there's something interesting I can do. Yeah. I wanted to mention real quick that I just in regards to my any ability that I have of or any loss of memory. I've got a pretty good memory. I do have brain damage though, so that's not deniable. But I haven't done any designing drafting in 25 years on any drafting product, so I wanted to bring that up. You know, when you're dealing with a court case, any type of court case, one of the interesting aspects is that people who are used in the court are citizens of a specific district, especially if it's a federal case. Well, it's a federal district, city and federal and whatnot. And a lot of the times, many broadcast news stations will release feeds, security camera feeds, if they're searching for somebody or to prove that there was an actual crime. It is part of the legal process, as weird as that may seem. Due to the fact that some of these people are the police, the literal only way to engage this stuff is to take video and make it public and already provide it for the acting jury, which is the citizens of the United States. Otherwise, these people will waste the entire country. These people have been killing us. And even the White House has been making fun of us. And a couple of broadcast agencies, too, which is kind of annoying. And they've been keeping us out of a job and keeping us from a life in order to prove that, in order to gain their armies or whatnot, whatever the hell it is that they're trying to achieve. Real quick note, I kind of forgot this, but I didn't write it. I didn't create an outline, so this is on the fly. Whenever I did throw up, literal dog piss. In fact, I could probably use like an FBI agent or somebody to either send a courier or somebody in order to pick up samples for a lab or something similar. Or somebody from the government for lab analysis of what the hell these people put in me. And I did pick up samples. And it was also fluoride, and there was some other stuff in there. Fluoride's acidic in an alkaline nature, as in it's a hydroxide. These people aren't trying to cure us, they're trying to kill us. They're trying to create an explosive. That's a chemical compound for an explosive. Could you excuse me a second, because they also apparently have access to broadcast stations and pull some really wild ass stunts with DJing freaking broadcast stations. I was just watching some really great TV and now I put this crap on there. Alright, anyway. Yeah. It was a complex chemical compound that is an explosive. It's not intended for anything else on this planet other than as an explosive. Fluoride is extremely electronegative. And dog urine contains sulfates. It's a bomb. As in, it's a bomb. As in, it's a bomb. They're putting bombs in people. The federal budget cuts lead to the conclusion, from my perspective, that finally the federal government is perceiving these people as a problem. Now, what does that mean? It means that these terrorists are a financial obstacle for the White House. They are not in any way, shape, or form a means by which to achieve financial gain. They need to be dealt with. If I were you, as the federal government, and I know this is going to hurt, but I would recommend sustaining the undercut, the federal budget cuts until the situation is immediately dealt with, because we're going to keep dying. Big time. Once again, they are a financial obstacle. Now back to the public being the jury. They are the jury. You know, the public is the one that makes the decisions, pretty much, the general public, that they're elected, unless, of course, the government's been selecting specific groups of people in order to be jurors, which means they've been breaking the law. It's supposed to be a melange of people, melting pot, when it comes to juries. Oh, you see that? See this right here? That's from an iron sulfate mistake. I ended up putting not enough water with the iron pill, and it burnt a hole in the cup when I put it in the microwave. They're bomb. These particular individuals here have been murdering people who do not agree with them, which is illegal. And they've been robbing me. They even used my parents to rob me. Big time. Keeping me out of employment, saying that I'm crazy, and threatening the Baker Act, keeping me from having children, anything that they need. From my perspective, I have nothing to lose by killing these people, and they've put themselves in that position. And they don't see it that way. They see, oh, it's an army. No, I'm going to kick your asses. Pretty sure, but if it was up to me, I'd bomb the fuck out of these people. But it's not. Yeah, maybe I should just help them out and destroy the United States. Sometimes it feels that way. Just to give you a perspective, the United States constantly defines its enemies via broadcast or via briefing or by, White House addresses, constantly defines what its enemies do and who they are. For 11 years, for approximately 11 years, what I've been hearing is that everything that the enemy does, excuse me, it's what's being done to me. And my definition of the enemies of the United States is not the same as who the United States tells me is my enemy due to that fact. That doesn't mean per se that I'm not paranoid and I don't know my history, because I'm a pretty big history buff. But these people can tell me that, every time they say, well, this particular country's doing this and that, it's kind of funny because it's kind of what they've been doing to me. My fellow Americans, our law enforcement authorities, they've been doing this stuff to citizens that they're claiming, enemies of the United States and foreign nations, conducting these attacks on their people, and doing that to their own and innocent people without a criminal background or people that haven't committed a crime. Don't expect me to go and embrace Satan there either. We as citizens believe that the people we see on television are good people because they are on television. People, actors, and designers, and whatever the case may be. They made it to television. They've got to be good people, right? It's not true at all. A lot of the times, the drug field, the drug industry is what actually gives them the money to be able to make it to television. It's all about financial circulation and financial gain. You are incorrect in your assumption of these people. And the same is true for a lot of organizations in the United States as well. Money talks. And it's the bane of our existence, but it is a very, very necessary part of our society, of our American society. We can go ahead and study other societies that have tried different methods to control, and we can figure out for ourselves what the consequences of that is. So I'm sure one day we'll actually discover the perfect economic structure. But for now, we have to deal with what we have going on today. Um, wanted to touch up on, let's see what else. Yeah, I really do want to have kids big time in about 150 plus years. I wouldn't mind that at all. Assurances as to whether or not the terrorists have cut off communications from specific hostages is unknown. They get phone calls that match some of their modus operandi. So I don't know if they've cut me off. Let's see, what else do I need to touch up on? Trying to think. Now, these people kept on saying that they're being me, that they're being us when they're driving around and whatnot. And yeah, I'm a very industrious person. I also am heavily into compromise. In order to, or was back in the day. Like I got out of the military 11 years ago, roughly, maybe a little bit longer. And I would drive around. These people are attempting to say that they're living the same life that I did, and they're not. They're driving around scouting out for people to kill. You can hear people screaming in the neighborhood, and it's not always the terrorists doing the screaming; it's hostages. And they're talking about making their films, and I think some of these people are literally creating torture films of their hostages, snuff films. That's what it's called. We even have a special effects house in the area with the skeleton in the front. That's like if you go on to Forsyth from my neighborhood, make a left, you'll pass a little area that looks like you'll pass a stop and go, and you'll pass a bunch of it looks like a bunch of garages, which used to be like a storage unit location. Now it's a bunch of businesses, and right in there you'll see on the side there's like this skeleton. And it's a special effects house, and I keep wondering whether or not some of the hostages are being held there with snuff films going on. That they're murdering people and raping people. Speaking of that, like I never raped the United States, and I never robbed the United States, and I never wounded the United States in order to become its enemy. I didn't bomb it. I didn't do any of the sort. And I'm very much so treated as an enemy by people who deal drugs, who apparently are the authority figures in the United States. So I don't believe any of this crap either about the enemy. And yeah, they do take hostages. This is a very, very volatile location. I recommend just bombing them for real. All right, I wanted to also touch up on something else. I mean, these people are just constantly laughing at us, constantly making fun of us, constantly attacking us. These are literally African guerrilla freaking terrorists, raiders, if that's a better word for it. They're raiders. I wanted to touch up also on the extraterrestrial contact thing. It sounds kind of corny, right? It does. How many technologies could we possibly forego that would literally instantly destroy this planet on the advice of an extraterrestrial who had a similar experience or started the process? And you're not just talking about, I know there's a lot of TV shows and whatnot that talk about alien contact for the sole purpose of technological acquisition. What you're not seeing is the wisdom acquisition from deployed technologies that had ill effects in different nations in the galaxy. And the hopes as well that the value of living species increases as one leaves the solar system. Just thinking about things that way, it's a good idea to make friends, extrasolar friends. I think it's a very, very wise choice for the survival of not only our species, but perhaps an invited species as well, and might broaden our range of experience as a planet and help our planet as well as our species and all of the freaking life forms on the planet survive. Our technological evolution as well as the progress of the natural progress of our solar system and the aging process as well. Something else. Yeah, stuff in my face is like itching like a maniac. These people have plenty of money, but they don't. A lot of times they are exchanging vehicles. Some of them are from stolen cars, and others of them are from dealerships. So that is it, and I hope you guys, hope you guys have a really, really great holiday season. If my fellow Americans are still alive, I need to mention real quick. Maybe I should be a lobbyist here. So I think I'm kind of good at it. I like the idea of talking to people. Probably I'm going to run into a bunch of really, really major confrontations with it. And it's been 18 years of my being attacked. I've kind of become familiar with verbal confrontation and assault, full frontal assault. So I don't know. I think it would be neat for me to be a lobbyist. I'm lobbying for a couple things like survival of our freaking race from this crap. Anyway, good luck and have a good one.